Hello, I'm Janice Misurell-Mitchell. I'm performing today for Make Music Chicago, Day of the Solstice. And I've chosen today to perform two poems by the Dada artist, Hugo Ball. The script that I'm showing here, which you can also see online, was written by Raoul Hausmann. And you'll see that unlike regular poetry, each line is treated differently. And I think that gives a performer the option of playing with the sounds and thinking of possible meanings or images in a very free way. So I'm going to perform this first just as a sound poem, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about other ways of performing it. Karawane. Yolifanto bambla, o fali bambla, grossikum fa habla horem, igiga goramen. Higo broiko rusula huru. Holaka, holala, unlogo bung, blago bung, blago bung. Bosso fataka, shampa wula usa ulabo, hishtaka gurim. Ishika sumbada. Ulu subudu, tumba, ba kusagama, ba Now, another thing about this poem is that I think the title also could relate musically in a way that's kind of different from an elephant caravan. And that is taking Duke Ellington's Caravan, which has a very different feel about it, and seeing if some of the lines actually will fit into the way Ellington wrote his melody. I have created a piece which you can find on YouTube called Karawane, and I encourage you to see the enhanced version because it's very weird and really interesting. And this has been filmed by Rena Lovison, who did a great job with it. And this piece is actually for voice and then alto flute. So you'll get to hear the poem, see the script, and then hear the tune of Caravan as it's performed both from the flute and my voice within the flute. Now I'd like to perform Karawane with a sense of the rhythm in the piece by Duke Ellington and a vocalization that is similar to the melody. I'm going to be doing it more in what's called Sprechstimme, which is more of a speaking, singing voice. And you just hear it's a different kind of version because it has underlying rhythm that I've found within the poem, but expanded and made more into a musical piece. And we will wear a chapeau for this. Yo lifanto bambla o fali, grossicum fa hobla corem, igigagora men. Higo bloiko rosula huju, holaka holala, unloga bum, blago bum. Posso fataka, sham, pabulo gusto olabo, hishtata gorem, ishikatsum bada. Ulubu, subudu, tumba, ba kusagama, ba Okay. Posse jazzed up version. The next poem is Gadji beri Bimba, and hopefully this is not backwards, but that's what it looks like. Gadji beri Bimba is more extensive as a piece, and also relates to what Ball talked about in creating a new kind of relationship of words. The Dadaists felt that words had been misused in a way, and that people were framing the world in such a way that we had violence, we had to go to war, and that language really was used up, and we had to find other ways of expressing ourselves. So Hugo Ball continued with his idea of sound poetry, and sound poetry where there is no grammar or syntax, but rather a relationship of words that he's created, and parts of those words to parts of other words, Or you might think of them also as musical expansions. And so if we just take Gadji, Gadji becomes Gadjamen, Gadji beri Bimba, Bimbalo, Bimbala, Bumbala. And so in other words, these are extensions. Launi Lori becomes Lauli Tolomini. So it's a playing around with words, a creation of new words from older sounds, and then the insertion of contrary sounds within a given line. So you'll hear it has a very interesting dramatic development. And there's a kind of energy in some of the words. There's more of a lyricism in other words. And I find that there are lots of different ways to perform it. I'm choosing to kind of stay with the text and emphasize, as he said, especially the vowel sounds and the relationship of words to each other. There is also a really interesting performance by the vocal artist Christian Bach, and Bach, okay, and he takes it from another point of view, also related to Hugo Ball, and that Hugo Ball, in one of his discussions of his performance, talks about being extremely nervous as he gets on stage, and that all of a sudden, as he's performing Gadji beri Bimba, his Catholic boyhood takes over, and he starts thinking in terms of chant, Gregorian chant. And Christian Bach will take these lines and make them much more like a chant. So he'll go, Gadji beri Bimba, Landre de la Lonicadori. And so you can hear priesthood in that. And that apparently is something that Hugo Ball was thinking of as he performed. I'm now going to perform Gadji beri Bimba. Gadji beri Bimba, Glandra di Laula Lonicadori. Gadjama grama berinda bimbala, Glandrica lassa lauli Tolomini. Gadji beri bim blassa glassala laula Lonicadorsu, Sassala bim. Gadjama tuffam eat zinzala bin van gliglai wo woli mai bin beri ban. O Catalomenai, rhinocerosala hopsamen, lauli Tolomini, Gadjima, rhinocerosala hopsaman, roku terula la blaula la lu. Zim, zim, uralanda, zim, zim, uralanda, zim, zim, zanzibam, zimzala, zam. Elefantalim, brusala bulaman, trontata. Vero di bang band, a fallo purzamai, lengado tor, Gadjima bimbala glandra di glassala, zintata pimpalo, viola laxito, viola zimbra bim, viola ulim palugi malu. Tuffam eat zimbrobim, negramai bumbulo, tuffam eat zim. Gadjima bimbolo, beri gadjima, gaga di gadjima, a follow pinks. Gaga di bumbulo, gadjamin, gaga di bling, blom, gaga, blom. Thank you.